Hi everyone, it's Sarah from Plan Sarah Plan, and welcome to my August setup plan with me. This is my Erin Condren Life Planner, and today I'm going to be working on the month view and the dashboard and the notes page here, as well as this notes page. I'm going to decorate with a sticker kit from my Etsy shop, and this is called August Fresh as a Daisy, and I'm not going to lie, I have been looking forward to using this kit ever since I designed it and chose the main colors. I feel so happy looking at these colors, and I even painted my nails to match, which is a big surprise given that my life is a bit chaotic. Many of you know that my dad has been in the hospital for about 2 weeks, and that has kind of made me in a fog. My brain is just not all here. And so I have 3 videos right now that need to be filmed, and I had to make a decision because I only have time to do one right now. It was either going to be the weekly plan with me, or it was going to be, I did this backwards. Has there ever been a more apt description of brain fog for a planner girl than placing her stickers in the wrong place? Okay, this one goes over here. Take 2. So I had to decide between filming the monthly setup plan with me or the weekly plan with me for next week. And whenever possible, I like to film the monthly plan with me first if we are turning the page and the weekly view is after the new month view. So that's the case this month, and I wanted to have all of this squared away. But the monthly plan with me is more involved because I have to choose my memory verses for the month, write a new prayer of the month, choose my book of the month, and it's just more involved. So I am hopefully going to do this smoothly, and maybe this will be a long video. I don't have as much time to edit, so this may be a long video, but if you're like me, when it's a long video and it's somebody that I enjoy watching on YouTube, I just let the video play and I do some work in the kitchen or whatever. The video keeps me company, so feel free to do that. It won't hurt my feelings in the least if you don't keep your eyes glued to the screen. On the contrary, I would love for you to feel completely at liberty to just listen. So, Dad gets to go home on his birthday, which is the 28th of July. And today it's Friday the 26th. And I've been visiting him every day. And that is the main reason that I'm behind on some things. Obviously, that's just the more important thing right now. But I have had some really special visits with my dad in the hospital, so I'm thankful for that. He's not crazy about being in the hospital. Can't blame him there. But anyway, that's how that is going. We're hopeful, and all indications are that he will be discharged on Sunday to go home. Now, let's talk about the little man's birthday, which was on Tuesday, the 23rd, and it was just the most darling thing ever. We had a family dinner hosted by his mother and father, and everybody brings presents, and we had a dinner together, and it was just very, very nice. But watching little fella open his presents and actually know how to do that this year as opposed to last year when he was basically strapped in his high chair last year, and his mama helped him open every present. This time he's had some experience, He's had a Christmas between the last birthday and this one, and he knows what to do. So his mom basically starts the unwrapping of the gift and then like just pulls one piece, and then he takes over from there. Let's do this whole page since this is in the camera frame. And then we'll come over here, but it was adorable. And a few weeks before his birthday, his mama asked him, "So Titus, do you know that you have a birthday coming up?" And he said, "Yeah," just like that. Of course, he has no idea he has a birthday coming up. And she said, "Well, what would you like to do on your birthday?" And he said, "Nene cookie." So I'm Nene, and his other grandmother is also Nene, but that melted my heart, and I decided right then, this little guy is going to have a cookie to open. So I bought a big cookie at Fresh Market. It was a sugar cookie at Fresh Market, and I had the perfect size little box to put it in and wrap it. So at his age, turning 2, he would not think anything strange about just a cookie in a little box. So he got lots of neat little presents, and it was really a fun thing to watch. But I asked his mama to save that gift for last. And there was one big gift after that, but in terms of other people's gifts besides the mommy and the daddy, I wanted her to save this one for last. So he picked up that box and started pulling the wrapping paper off of it, and apparently he could smell that there was something yummy in there because he started to eat the box. And everyone laughed, and he handed the box to his mom and said, "Yummy." And so she helped him get the lid off of the box. And then he saw a little Ziploc bag inside with this big sugar cookie in it. And when he got it out, it's almost like the party just stopped, because now what we're going to do is sit here and eat this giant sugar cookie. He was so excited to eat that cookie, and it had us all laughing. It was just precious. And of course, a grandmother thinks everything her grandchild does is precious. Okay, so I get that. But it was precious. And it is really funny. And after he had eaten maybe half of it, or not quite half of it, he was slowing down a little bit, and he just started saying, "Cookie, cookie." So it was delightful. Okay, let's go into Timelapse to finish these numbers. Now I know that last month I did a walkthrough, like instead of putting all the numbers down, I just looked up everything that was going to happen on the first day of the month, put some stickers down, sometimes a full box, and then put the number down. I'm just not in the frame of mind where I have myself together enough to be able to do that this time. With a parent in the hospital, that just kind of changes everything. So it's just, that's how it is. So let me figure out when the paydays are. We had one on the, so, okay, so this is going to be on the 9th and the 23rd. We're going to pair some dollars with, these are green, so let's use a contrasting color. Let's use yellow money and do, let's go over here and then bump the little payday banner up against the 8. And do the same thing down here. Put some yellow money there. And the little payday here. I didn't do it that way last month. How did I do it? Well, I did, but it was in the center of the day. Okay, so that's good. I know I have a piano registration deadline on the 2nd, and let's just stick with piano type things. I know that I have a meeting on a Saturday, which I don't know that I'm going to be able to go to, but it's on a Saturday. I think most of our music teachers needed it to be on a Saturday this particular time, but that's a bad day for me. And I teach summer piano lessons on Thursdays, so let's use these little 5 flags to put some summer lesson events up. I'm writing, by the way, with what looks like a Bold Blooms gel pen from Erin Condren, because that's what it is, but the ink is not that. The ink is a Pilot Precise V7 refill, if you're wondering. And I love the look that that produces. And I love the feel of it in that heavy, nice vegan leather gel pen. And I have 2 others that I'm doing that way. Same thing here. This is last year's Inspire and this year's Evolve and Bold Blooms. They're just so pretty. Really enjoy those. Something completely amazing is going to happen on this day. I'm not at liberty to talk about it, so I'll just leave it blank. We, because of that amazingness, are moving our regularly scheduled manicure and pedicure over here. So let's put that on a flag sticker since that's nice and fun. We've got yellow and yellow, so let's do the blue one with the yellow flag. Or let's see, maybe we should do green. Let's do green. Okay, so I planned ahead this time differently than last time, remembering that I have these little church buildings now in the way that I've redesigned the kits, starting with the July 24 kit. So I was able to decide where I wanted to write church on each sticker to make room for those little church buildings on the left side. And the first Sunday of the month is when I play piano in church, so that's why that one has a music note on it. And we're just going to put these little green church buildings with yellow doors at the beginning of each one. I'd like to put a yellow dot on all of my mom days, but I'm a little bit worried about bleed through. Don't need to worry about it on this side, but what about this one? The Fridays are about here. You know what? If it bleeds through, I think it'll be okay because I am going to put stickers there. So Monday, Wednesday, and Friday are my mom days, and there's only one where that's different, and that would be the 15th instead of the 16th. So let's do this. Let's just go through and put, see how perfect that little dot is? And then Wednesday, and then almost always Friday. Well, we're going to do Thursday that week, and we're going to do Thursday this week, but the others will be Friday. Let's put the dot to the right of the payday. There we go. Did it bleed through? Not much, just a tiny bit of ghosting there. Just realized that I forgot to do the thing that I remembered to do last time, which was to write all of my bills down on the sidebar before I placed it. So I'm not going to stress about it. My brain is in a fog, like I said. We're just not going to worry about it, but I will go ahead and put all these little dots down. Let's do a quick count. I think it's like 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. It's 14. All right, guys, I'm not going to put my events down because I am really pressed for time, and I'm just going to do that comfortably seated in front of the television with my husband later on tonight. Let's go on and do some other things that some of you may be interested in doing yourself. I know that some of you use the same memory verses that I do, so I don't want to skip that. And I've also written a new prayer for the month of August, and that's not uploaded in the Facebook group just yet, but it will be soon. And I have chosen memory verses, still all from the book of Acts. And that's just my personal preference. I am still working through the book of Acts, and that's just something that's helpful to me. If it's not helpful to you, then by all means, if you do memory verses, use whatever method that is most helpful to you. But mine will all be, again, from the book of Acts. Okay, so the memory verses will go there, and we'll return to that. The prayer of the month is going to go here, so it has a very similar look, just like the memory verse header. A daisy strip of washi, and I have a coordinating weekly kit for Fresh as a Daisy, which I printed out and have right here if you want to see it. But this is going to be my first week of August, which is partly July. So I'm hoping that these colors will work with both this kind of darker blue and the yellow. But I digress. The prayer of the month, when you print it out on an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper at 80%, well, I do that. I make it 80% and then I save it at 80%, so you shouldn't have to do that. When you download this prayer, if you choose to, and print it at full size, it should print just like this, which is 80% of the original. And normally I will take a nice paper cutting machine upstairs, one of those office style paper cutters that has like a big lever that you lower down to make a perfectly straight line. But I was in a hurry to get down here to the planner castle and film, so I didn't do that. I skipped that step. But I printed it on sticker paper. Some of you ask me what brand of sticker paper I use. Well, I'm not going to get too specific about what sticker paper exactly I use, because that is an Etsy business that I have, and it's like one of my, I don't know, I had to do a lot of trial and error to find the sticker paper that I wanted to use that printed the most vibrantly for me, and it's a little bit of a secret of my business. But I will tell you that if you want to buy sticker paper, there is a decent, if you don't want it in bulk like I get it, there's a decent sticker paper selection on Amazon. And you can go directly to onlinelabels.com if you want to. You can actually get samples from them, free samples. I think maybe 3 to 5 free samples. So look into that if you are printing your own stickers and stuff. But just for printing your prayer of the month, it's a black and white thing, you know, any kind of sticker paper will do, or just plain old paper, and then you could use adhesive on the back of it if you wanted to, assuming that you are wanting to attach your prayer the way I've attached mine. But onlinelabels.com is a good source. So now I'm putting down the base stickers on which I will do things like my book of the month, my goals of the month. Here's my book of the month sticker, which I'll save because I print out a picture of the cover, and I'll put that header above that, maybe layering it on top. So I want to save that until that point. And then down here, this space will remain mostly empty because pictures of the highlights from this month will go here. And I'm going to have my kits of the month, meaning sticker kits, also themes. You guys cracked me up, and I think it was Kim Taylor in my group you added an option. I was taking a poll, like, what do you want viewers' choice to be in August? And I put up 3 choices. One of the choices was no stickers, and one of the choices was all EC stickers, I think. And another one was something else that I've forgotten now. But I think it was Kim, added in an option, let your mom choose a kit, and that one has pulled into the lead. So my mom has never chosen a sticker kit, and I think that's really sweet. I think she'll be slightly confused about, now what am I doing? But maybe what I'll get her to do, maybe I will just awesometize it a little bit and say, Mom, if you could decorate a week in my planner with a theme of your choosing, what would that theme be? And then maybe I will create a kit based on her preferences. Rather than like taking a bunch of kits to her to get her to choose, that's going to be a little impractical for me. But you guys cracked me up. I didn't know that there was an option to add another answer for this poll. So you got me on that. And I think the last time I checked, the winner was still let your mom choose a kit. So let's go ahead and write down the themes that we're going to have for the month. And I've got a header for that. Forgot. I do. Must be on this sheet over here. Okay, sticker kits. That's the header for this. Just going to put it right there, hopefully somewhat centered. And then my goals go up here. Might as well do that. And boy, the goals is going to be a difficult one. It's going to be difficult. It's going to be difficult because this is going to be a super busy month. Also, you know, my dad going home, I'm not sure exactly how that's going to go. We'll see. We'll see. I meant to look back for something. It was this. I wanted to put my little dollar sign with the financial tasks. That's what it was. Okay, so let's list the kits. I've already chosen. Viewer's choice is going to be let your mom choose. I'll do a quick check on the poll to make sure that's still the winner. I ran upstairs. It just printed out this survey. So it was just a little simple poll, and you can see here, Kim Taylor, you're getting called out, okay? Added an option, and her option is the winner. So the other one I couldn't think of was a sticky note spread. Like, in other words, just make a whole weekly spread with sticky notes. So here's how this is going to go. The first week is going to be Fresh as a Daisy from my shop, which is the kit I showed you a minute ago. And Be Happy from Simply Smith is week 2. Songbirds from Mama Gloria shop is week 3. Viewer's Choice week 4. So it's going to be Let Your Mom Pick a Kit on week 4. And then week 5 is called Academia from Boulder Run. That's super pretty. And I put some discounts up in my Facebook group so that anybody who wanted to plan along with me with the exact same kit could get a discount. So at Mama Gloria shop, my discount is Sarah 20. At Boulder Run, it's Sarah 15. And in my shop, for my YouTube viewers, PSP YouTube 15 for 15% off. So we're just going to write these down here. Okay, now my book of the month is Pilgrim's Progress, or The Pilgrim's Progress by John Bunyan. This is a classic, and I'm going to be listening on Audible, probably more than actually reading it on the printed page, because that's what works for me. I can clean house and listen, and I tend to fall asleep when I read the printed page, but that's not to say I won't supplement a bit with that. Okay, so I could have actually put that header down ahead of time, but isn't it nice that I always do this actually, try to find a cover that will match the color scheme. And when you have a classic book, there are generally lots of editions, different color schemes on your covers, so that works out really well. Okay, so now I'm going to do my goals of the month. The biggie is going to be to spend time with our new grandson on the way, due any moment. So that's the main thing. The other goals are all secondary, tertiary. So let's go into time lapse for them. I'm continuing with my wedding album to redo it from the original, continuing with God's Minute. So these things are carrying forward. I want to do my back to school wardrobe, mainly thrift shopping for that. Love doing that. And then clean out my desk before piano gets really underway in September. And then I want to design my November kits, keep up with my Etsy shop. It is hard to keep up, especially if anything happens that's out of the ordinary, like when Dad went in the hospital. Out of the ordinary throws me off. Okay, so I'm really out of time now. So what we're gonna do is the memory verses next. These are all from Acts. Furthermore, they're all from the 13th chapter of Acts. So the first one, from this man's descendants, God has brought to Israel the Savior Jesus, as he promised. And from this man refers to David, King David. Second verse is right after, just a few verses after this one, and it is, fellow children of Abraham, and you God-fearing Gentiles, it is to us that this message of salvation has been sent. That one is Acts 13:26. The very next verse, Acts 13, verse 27, the people of Jerusalem and their rulers did not recognize Jesus, yet in condemning him they fulfilled the words of the prophets that are read every Sabbath. Here's the fourth one. But God raised him from the dead, and for many days he was seen by those who had traveled with him from Galilee to Jerusalem. They are now his witnesses to our people. And that was Acts 13, verses 30 and 31. We're going to have 5 this month. We tell you the good news. What God promised our ancestors, he has fulfilled for us, their children, by raising up Jesus. And that is Acts 13, 32 and 33. So you probably noticed this. I messed up my dates starting right here. I didn't do that correctly. So let me fix all of these dates. It actually takes us into a little bit of September. Okay, so the dates were supposed to be 8/12 through 8/18 and 8/19 through 8/25. 8/26 through, I think, 9/1. There we go. Okay, that's all of the memory verses. I have a tiny bit of deco we can add to that in the form of 2 little coordinating Bibles. There we go. Okay, so I'm in a hurry. You can tell by the tone of my voice, I'm sure. This is where I will be putting my sticker scraps throughout the month. This is without all of my events. I'm going to do that upstairs with my husband while we are watching TV. Here are my goals, my themes for the month, my book of the month. This will be memories, and I didn't put the header, like photo memories. So tiny little photos will go here after the month. This is the prayer that I will pray, not now, but at the end of all of my weekly Plan With Me's this month. So sorry for the abrupt and quick sign off, But this has been a somewhat abbreviated August setup plan with me, and I thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you again next time.